unlikely anything will be sweetness and light tonight. We're here at the Stadio Comunale di Monego with two teams in determined state, but with differing statures coming into this matchup. Italy defeated by single scores in each game thus far. Ireland building up ahead of steam towards what could be a momentous back-to-back Grand Slams. There's the fixtures today. Colwyn Bay hosting Wales against league leaders England. Treviso here for the Italy-Ireland game, and then the Stade Almondi, the home of Agen, for France against Scotland. Let's take a look at the table as it stands after 2 rounds. It's going to be close. You can see that England, the only team with the maximum haul from the 2 games thus far. France still with it all to do. Italy trying to press away from the bottom of the table. Well, I'm Simon Ward. Alongside me, former England scrum half Dowie Morris. Dowie, it was only a couple of months ago that these two faced up to each other at Castle Avenue. 47-50, the final score there. I'm not expecting 97 points this evening.
No, I think there's going to be lots of tries though, but a different game, different circumstances. Both sides pride themselves on being able to play what's in front of them, using the catch and drive or switching to the wide and wonderful wingers. However, one difference for me tonight is the control and direction of the halfbacks. For Italy to triumph, Santa and Batara, they must have, emulated better Prendergast and Gunn. Well, that's easier said than done.
Well, young men very quickly coming to terms with what international test rugby is about. The 2 hookers, the 2 captains, Giovanni Quattrini and Gus McCarthy, leading their teams out into the 3rd round of this year's Under-26 Nations. Many have already had experience last year of what it takes. Lots, though, really just coming to terms with the standards, with the tactics, with the big emotional draw that this competition makes. A big house here, expecting and hoping that they're going to see Italian success this evening. We get into the formalities first, of course. We will be having a moment's silence to mark the year's anniversary of Russia invading the Ukraine, which will then be followed by the national anthems of Italy and Ireland.
Nations Rugby, its unions, federations and the entire rugby family continue to stand with the people of Ukraine and strongly condemn the aggressive invasion of their country. Ed ora gli inni nazionali, l'inno nazionale irlandese. Ed ora l'inno nazionale d'Italia.
Two anthems that tell you everything about what this game is going to be about. Let's take a look at the lineups. Massimo Brunello plays with his backline combinations but keeps a solitary change up front. Jacopo Bocciuri in at number 8 for the injured Matteo Rubinato. Power aplenty in that pack. In the backline, well, Nicola Bozzo comes into the midfield mix, moving Passarella out one spot and sending May back to his preferred fullback shirt. JC fit to return on the wing this evening. For the visitors, well, it's as you were for the entire Irish squad. The UCD double act remains in the second row. O'Tierney and Mangan, mighty impressive throughout this campaign so far. The profile of Sam Prendergast continues to rise too. His partnership with Finton Gunn and their game management will be absolutely vital for their team tonight. Let's take a look at the two benches. Some famous Irish rugby surnames on the visitors' bench. Siciliano gets his first call up for the Azzurri this evening. There's our referee, Holly Davison, one of the best in the world right now. So much weighing on young shoulders. Italy, who won the toss, decided to play from right to left, giving Ireland the starter. Everything in position. A good, healthy crowd here. They're expecting between 4,000 and 5,000, which will make things happen, they hope, for the Azzurrini.
Ollie, you could go.
Well, if playing France is a barometer, then one team lost by a point and one team won by 2. Either way, it highlights what is sure to be a very close contest this evening. I'm Simon Ward, alongside me, former England and British and Irish Lions scrum half Dowie Morris. The adrenaline surging through 46 young bodies with those anthems, Dowie. They've now got to settle themselves in.
Absolutely raw emotion from both sides. Again, Italy have progressed, even though they haven't won in this competition. They progressed. Ireland, but that chance they haven't lost the game. But this is going to be ferocious.
Gunn invites Ruan Quinn to test out the blue line.
In the air.
Take out in the area was the advantage that Davison was playing.
Yeah, the ruck ball is very, very crucial. Again, it's so important. Ireland under 20s have a ruck speed through the first 2 games of 2.98, and now Italy have the less speed of 4.73. So that's what they're trying to do, is obviously get into the midfield, get the ball out to the scrum and get the ball wide, make those decisions. Italy just unfortunately coming off their line in defence a little bit too quickly, so it's given now Ireland a fantastic in on the 22.
First opportunity to tread into the Italy 22. Gus McCarthy, the skipper, hits his target. Immediately moving out into midfield. Gunn's pass on the bounce though, rescued by Henry McAleen. McAleen, the only change that Richie Murphy has made in the 3 games. He returned to the 15 jersey for that France game. Advantage call for the visitors. Good handling from O'Tierney. Again, Prendergast aware of the options either side of him.
Number 1, tackle without the ball.
There you go again, they're just off that line. I don't know whether the actual, did he wrap an arm or was it an offside? It doesn't really matter because this will be 3 points of Prendergast. And again, that's another bane of contention as far as Italy. I mean, they have a woeful kicking percentage. I think I'm right in saying it's 27%, Simon?
Yep.
And Ireland 81%. So, you know, that tells the story. No, they're getting in positions, they get territory. I think the most territory possessions. but as soon as I say that, obviously they turn it down and go into the corner.
Obviously,
Obviously, so I was just giving you sticking and your kicking stats.
Well, it's
and,
an interesting indicator of the intent of the visitors about getting points on the board
absolutely.
early.
And it's one thing they can do, the line-out functions pretty well, is the catch and drive. I think they've scored about 4 tries in the 2 rounds so far, or associated tries with this move now.
Are you in or are you out? Okay, do you stay in, you don't come in after. How many numbers then?
Ollie Davison
She's brilliant.
setting down the law early doors.
So 7 now. Okay?
Not sure of the choreographer for that Irish lineup, but they're going to have to settle in now. Thrown to the tail, great pick up by Jim and Mangan around on the drive. Try is good, and immediately Ireland get themselves up over, and it's that man Gleeson, I think. Brian Gleeson, the big number 8. Yes, you enjoy it, sir.
Again, it's a simple move. They actually thought it was going to go the catch and drive the orthodox way, bring the ball down, get everyone in the van and drive it over. They slip it just out to one man, and that man is Gleeson coming around the corner. Again, that's into a fly half. That's into, you know, a guy that's half the size. In Sonte, and you're never going to stop him. That's great coaching, that's great play. And as soon as these lads go on the field, they've got to do it. But actually, that's again training paddock stuff. You get into the, you turn down the 3 points, you've got to get the 5, you've got to get the 7, and that's what's happened. Great intent from Ireland, great intent from Gleeson. What a start. They roll on. This big Irish green machine.
Well, Brian Gleeson, an absolute bullock of a boy playing at number 8, and really has made a huge impression thus far. The Tipperary Tyro breaking the scoreboard early doors for Ireland. There's John Devine.
Okay, let's use it.
That's an early settler for the men in green. Thinking back to that Colwyn Bay opener, and they really struggled in the first 40.
Hold. Wait. Good now.
First real opportunity for Italy to get into opposition territory. Batada not wearing a scrum cap this evening. Normally does. There's May coming in, and May will often look to come in as that first receiver role. The turnover ball is there. Gunn knows there's nobody at home because the Italian fullback is on the floor in front of him. In fact, he's just worked his way back. Good recovery from Carlo May. Everything at the moment going Ireland's way. Italy yet to really get a foothold into this game inside the first 6 minutes. Sonte puts in the up and under, and McAleen is easily up to that one.
No.
Ireland investigating things down that short side. McAleen almost getting through. The presentation is good. The phases being stitched together early on by the men in green. Nobody gets through phases quicker than the Irish so far in this campaign. So many 7+ phases in their stats. Just a mishandling there at the bottom of that particular ruck, but again, Ireland able to just link things together and get that continuity.
It's like watching a mini-me side of the senior side. If you see what I mean, they're comfortable in their own skin, and it's all about that ruck speed. Like I said, it's under 3 seconds for Ireland. And when it's that quick and people are getting to it, unfortunately that was McAleen just dropping the ball there. Good rip from Italy. But there's so many options for Prendergast. It's out the back, or just popping a cherry ball out to one of the big forwards going. But I've got to say, at the moment, it's a Gary Owen Gleeson show, because he's actually stripped the ball down there to set that movement in line, and this is what he can do, mate. I mean, that's 1, 2, 3 guys. These guys, in his support, but he has taken literally half the sort of Italian pack over with him. And again, it's a simple move, but such effective move and a brave move. Normally it's the normal catch and drive. It was actually a sort of back peel, stop me if you can, and they couldn't.
7 minutes gone on the clock, 7 points on the board for Ireland. And now their first real scrummage contest, and this is where you feel this match is really going to be an arm wrestle of a game.
Only Scotland are better than Italy in this aspect of the game, but Ireland aren't too bad or too shabby. So important.
Bind.
Giovanni Quattrini has 250 kilos of security either side of him in that Italian front row, but they're being pushed backwards now. That's a good scrum from Ireland, but Italy it is who come away. Asante looks for the angle. McAleen just running out of room there. Now, which way is this line out going to go? They give him the 50-22, I think.
They certainly have. And again, you would see in Italy here was actually going for the second drive. What happened is Ireland came back and gave the push. I was down here doing round one against France, and Italy had their tight head off within 20 minutes. They were that much of the ascendancy. So that's a great scrum from Ireland, but actually a great recover from the scrum half, Bate Baltazé, who actually just pops the ball out, and a great 15-22. Basically, it's a new rule. You get the thrown at the line out.
The take is good from Teresi. The setup is good from the Italian pack. And the crowd urged them forward. 10 metres away from that Irish line. Where's the ball? There it is. The sudden break. Gallerini sets it back once again. Bellesi.
Play on, ball is out.
Still it's there for Italy, still. They trundle nearer. Yes, a problem there for the Irish defenders. Picked up by the referee. Odiaz finds no way through. And it was Gleeson, the man of the moment, getting on the wrong side of the law there.
He's everywhere at the moment. He's one of the biggest on the pitch, but he's getting in those little crevices, just getting his hands over the ball. Again, Italy's strength is in their pack. They like to catch and drive. Scored numerous tries in the first and second round. They want to go to the touchline again, exactly like Ireland, but again, they've done the orthodox route of the catch and drive. Will they do a little funny one round the back? Will they do a funny one round the front? I think not.
10 minutes on the clock, and the first opportunity for the home side to really mount a serious attack on their visitors. This is what has shown so well for Italy in the two opening games. Now Quattrini is going to try and drive this ball. The crowd urging him forward. There goes the captain. Oh no. And the referee called him to use it. You could hear it on the ref mic.
Once and twice, and then you went round.
You don't need to come in, it's exactly listen to the referee. It's very difficult when you're at the back of that maul and your adrenaline's pumping, the crowd are going absolutely mad. But the referee did say you get two chances. First time normally you can set up and go again. On the second one, which he said just before that happened, the ball's got to go out. It didn't, there'll be a turnover. Luckily for Ireland, unfortunately for Italy, because again, one of the success stories of this under-20 Italy side, even though they haven't won a game, is their forwards. And they will get stronger and stronger. Normally they used to blow up after about 60 minutes, they don't.
Yeah, the work of Destiny Aminu, the loose head there, and Marcos Gallerini really has been very, very impressive thus far. They also happen to be the top try scorers for the Azzurrini thus far. Gallerini scored in each game. Aminu with that brace at Kingsholm against the English.
Bind!
Big pressure on the Irish 8 now.
Set!
Finton Gunn with the feed.
Blue, blue, blue.
Paddy McCarthy having the finger pointed at him.
Well, they're not going to go for another scrum. This will just be pumped into the corner. just gone in, it's folded in, it came from the touch judge, so again, here we go. They've opted for this, and like I said, you go for it, you turn down the points, you turn down the scrum. The crowd are getting behind the side now. Like I said, it's a hotbed of rugby down here in Venice, in Treviso. They'll love it.
The take from Balesi. The setup once again.
As once.
Referee being very clear that they've only got one more chance to move this ball. Now they're going to have to release. No, they're not. Giovanni Quattrini bursts out of the blue and over the line. And Italy, to the ecstasy of this large crowd here in Treviso, are on the board.
Giovanni.
It's coming, it's coming. I was just about to say Ireland had done their homework so well. He'd actually just splitted it, and that's fine. That's not truck and trailer. It's a guy just going off the back. The captain doesn't need to follow him because he just sees a beeline for the line. That's a good work because, again, it's all the power. Some pushing left, some pushing right. He's just gone straight through the middle. Sorry, the 13th minute. What a start, what a game.
Now that is the power of the Italy side. This has been a weakness, and the points off the tee are going to be absolutely critical. Giovanni Sante knows that he has got to nail the extras when they are available. 2 out of 7 so far in this campaign.
Has missed again. So that, again, to actually say it's 27% percentage kick rate. That's why they've lost the 2 games. It isn't down to this, the drive of the forwards, and you compare that to 81% of Ireland. So I'd put May in straight away. They've gone with Sante, but you've got to put May the fullback 15. I think he's a better kicker personally, but
well, we shall see.
Well, he is a better kicker.
Whether Signor Brunelli makes that change early on. There is the Clermont man. Made his debut for Clermont against the Stormers not long ago in the Champions Cup. Played at 13 against England. Indeed, played at 13 in this contest last season. There's his opposite number, Henry McAleen, exploring opportunities. Prendergast into his captain in midfield. The drive from Ruan Quinn. It was only 4 weeks ago he was playing here for Munster.
Tackle mid.
Came off the bench in that game, starting this. There he is. The halfbacks keeping that movement, keeping that momentum, and now changing the options. Douglas back with plenty of time to weigh up, just losing his footing, so inviting his fullback to make better use of this ball. May takes his team up just about onto the 22. Alessandro JC had to pull out of the starting lineup in King's Own. The advantage is there, and Gunn is going away. Italy standing still, waiting for play to stop. The advantage call was clear and obvious by the referee, and Finton Gunn was going to get no second invitation. He was off and away, and Ireland get their second try. Look at this.
Well, what you're told as a youngster, always play to the whistle. Gunn's definitely done that. The referee's done that. Italy nonplussed. Again, as soon as you move the ball wide, you actually do run the risk of getting isolated. I think it was Jesse on that right wing has just dropped it, and as you drop it, everyone just stopped, apart from Gunn, the number 9.
Prendergast, the premier point scorer in this under-20 Six Nations, takes his season's tally to 34, his team's tally to 14, and this is JC losing the ball as he hit the contact loop. Everybody stood still, except that man, Finton Gunn.
Hey guys, just take a step.
Well, it's actually criminal because, again, it's dropped, it's gone forward, so there was a scrum, and everyone thought from the Italian side that it was going to be a scrum. Everything stops, it wasn't.
Wait.
Very bizarre.
And Holly Davison very clear and obvious with her call.
No problem at all. It's
I know
just
it may not be their natural language. Ah, there's a problem from John Devine. How many times have we seen that scenario?
it is difficult. I mean, the conditions out there are absolutely perfect. Like I said, I was down in the first round. There's a bit of a dew on the field, but the lights are. It is difficult. More difficult playing under lights. These guys are so used to it. But that was a good restart. High hanging ball. Good chase as ever from Douglas. And soon as you want a good exit from Arnie, your 2 tries at 14 points to 5. You just again, it's that in for Italy. And I know what they'll be wanting to do is put someone straight up in the 10 channel.
Crouch!
Everything's poised here.
Bind! Set!
Colomé just hanging behind the 10-12 setup, ready to attack, and he is a vibrant attacking option, but he's not going to get the opportunity here.
Number 1, pulling him to ground.
Aminu getting penalised again.
Pulling his opposite number, McCarthy, to ground, it was said. It's a little bit silly because again they were going forward. What you're trying to do there is have the power in the scrum to keep the Irish back down and be honest, so they actually can't get up into the Italian backs' faces. Oh, sorry, yeah, the backs' faces. So I understand totally what they were doing, but again, it was a bit of a misdemeanor from Destiny Amino. Fantastic first name. He was designated that he pulled the legs or the arms away from the prop, but there you go, straight away, one mistake and you're back to halfway.
Rock star, prop star, Destiny Amino is going to have to sort things out as Devine looks to make amends by taking his team up over halfway. A call from McAleen on the inside. Again, the presentation is good. Quinn. James McNabney, one of the 3 guys that was in the Irish under-20s last season. Good driving run from Paddy McCarthy.
13 blue, 12 blue offside.
Okay.
Offside call against Vozzo.
Offside.
Number
12.
Well, the way they're playing, the pace is up, this has to go into the corner. I don't see why you go for 3. You're in that much dominance at the moment. Okay.
And that's why we pay you the big bucks.
I'm going to go back to the hotel, and you just do this one on your own.
0 from 2 for Morris. It's 2 from 2 for
Indeed.
Prendergast, and he's going to look to make it 3 from 3 now.
But you watch Gunn's service too, whether it's Prendergast or McAleen had to stand in, because Prendergast is like Sexton. He takes it up to that line. This time he got battered, but it doesn't matter. They control the ball. Everyone goes over. They start again. It's multi-phase and multi-facet rugby. Get under those 3 seconds, so crucial. Ruck ball, get under 3 seconds. Gaps will open up after 5, 6, 7 phases.
No problems for the Ireland number 10. And as we move this game into the second quarter, it's a 12-point differential for the visitors.
Well, you build the lead, don't you? It's exactly what they're doing. Italy are tenacious, they're off the line, they're doing stuff at the moment that they just can't keep their hands on the ball. Giving away far too many penalties, and just Ireland just playing out the back, playing flat, playing where they want to do. Prendergast is using the boot to turn them, so yeah.
No problems this time from Hugh Cooney, the Blackrock College centre, making sure he hung on to that one. Been playing for Clontarf this season on the wing, but prefers to be in that midfield if possible. Here comes Quinn in the midfield. Good tackle.
Have a guess who?
David Odiaz giving his team some possession that they really need. Just been swamped a bit in these opening 21-22 minutes. May gets through one tackle, held up by McNabney.
No.
Sante gets the call from Botchuri. Short on numbers on this left-hand side. The Azurini, and they've lost the ball. That was JC again losing the ball in the contact. Second time he's done it now. Once in his own 22, now in the opposition 22.
That's criminal, to be honest. Again, he's got incredible footwork, but again, it doesn't matter what foot you work, you've got to control that ball, and you know, you're just going into contact. There's nothing serious about that. It's gun the number 9. You know, you've got Nicholson there as well, but all of a sudden, Italy with one great turnover from David Odazi just turns the game. There you go, you see it, and then all of a sudden it's front foot. This Italian side want to play. They want to do what Ireland are doing, busting through, but at the moment it's just 1 or 2 mistakes that leave Ireland back in.
Mattioli rises high to take that one. Sante out to May. Trying to get JC going again. He's got to hold on to the pill this time and does so. Forwards massing in midfield. Mattioli not missed a minute in this campaign, the Rugby Colorno lock. Once again, Italy approach the red zone. The 22, Gallerini stays strong in the contact and presents well. But Italy not making any headway. Patience going to be a virtue right now.
7.
Well, the pace is unbelievable from both sides. The contact area, again, like you said, just 1 or 2 mistakes just turns the tide. But Holly Davison's come in there and just said 1 or 2 guys offside. That's because the game is that quick that you are jumping off that line to stop the attack.
Now you can look at this as a positive move by Quattrini. I wonder. There we go. I was just going to say, if he was secure in his kicker, whether he'd just take the 3 points right now, and that's the option he's going for. Ultimately.
What are you doing looking and asking me? I've got no idea, because I've got the last 2 absolutely wrong. But yes, what you're trying to say, my learned is give him a little bit of confidence right in front of the post.
Yep.
But if he was to miss this, he has to have the shepherd's crook as far as give anyone, give Amino, the loose head prop, the job.
No, Sante, I suppose, is known more as a running 10. It's offloading game, but he's got to be able to produce points off the tee as well. Right in front of the posts. Big opportunity for the Azzurrini 10. And he's up to it. Good work. Yes, it may seem a simple task, but that was a big, big kick for Giovanni Sante.
There you go, this is the ball out of Jesse. Again, he's messed up a couple of times. There, he's got amazing feet, I've got to give him that. This time he controls the ball, which is great. That's a heck of a restart from Prendergast. Oh, indeed.
Deflection not working for the visitors, and it gives Italy the chance to get away from their 22.
Use it.
Batata with the box kick. Well, Douglas is up hard and fast once again. McAlena's done very, very well there. Douglas just stunned in back play.
Well, I think it was a little bit reckless, really, because if he mistimed that, it was not great. As it is, he's mistimed it and he's hurt himself.
So Italy down a man temporarily. Ireland keeping the ball moving. Henry McAlean has really shown very, very well since coming in for that France starting 15. The kick through, little open. Batara brought down by Cooney. Douglas just getting back to his feet somewhat gingerly.
These youngsters have no fear at all of you. Again, I'm talking about feet, my word. Again, some of his decision-making isn't the best, but one-on-one, he's lethal. Again, just need to calm things down, because it's crucial for Italy that the 9 and 10 work in tandem. You can see what's happening with Prendergast and Gunn from the Ireland under-20s. Everything is comfortable, everything's out the back, all the calls are clear, there's options all over the place. They don't want to actually up the tempo too much, Italy.
Yeah, I remember your scrum half hackles were up in that France game when Batara made 2 unforced errors in the last quarter that really didn't help the cause.
Well, it didn't. One of them led to a French catch and drive, which they actually went ahead, and actually then they got a try when they should have kept. That was the reserve scrum half, had a try, out on the left, really wide, which they missed the conversion. If they'd have stayed in the middle of the field, that try would have come, because the referee was desperate to give it to them. The power was coming, and that's all about experience. This is all about the under-20s as well.
That's the learning curve that these young men are on.
Well, yes, men, they are men, because like you said, most of them play for the provinces or whatever, who have experience with that. And it's great. I love it, like I've said many times, the beauty of the under-20s. Yes, they get through to the senior level. Well, you know, a lot of them could play it now. That's fine. That's I've got to give it him. That's amazing timing, because he is flying. The replay doesn't show it. He's absolutely full tilt.
Well, unfortunately, that's the last play for Matthias Douglas. He's not recovered from that contact. So Filippo Bozzoni, there he is. Ostensibly a scrum half.
I was just saying, he is the 9, isn't he?
Let's see how this is going to work. I would have expected Siciliano to be a like-for-like replacement, but maybe too early in the game for a debutant. Let's see how the Italy backline is going to shape up now. JC, we've seen plenty of, and again loses it in the contact.
Right.
This time it's Brian Gleeson, the man mountain of a number 8, who just stripped him of the ball there.
But Simon, that's 3 times now. The trouble is, when the ball goes wide, you don't get, you know, your tendency to actually get the ball back slackens, because again, you can't get people, but that's just lazy. Absolutely lazy.
Santi picks out his opposite number. Plenty of time for Prendergast. Lovely spiral on that. How's the bounce going to work? Oh, that is better than a 50-22. That is an 80-22. What a kick.
To the manner born, I think. How old is Sexton? 37? And Johnny will play the World Cup. What a servant for Irish rugby. There's a lad just knocking on the door here. I know there's a few in between, but what an absolute torpedo. That wasn't actually end over end. That was a proper torpedo, using the slice then to get the ball in the right-hand side, getting the, what did he say, 25-25 basically. 22-22, show my age.
Quinn sets it back for Gunn, the little inside call from McNabney. Big opportunity here for the Irish. Rebuffed by those in blue, but still the pressure on the home side, on their own line. And try is good. They scrape their way over the line for the 3rd score. I think it is, in fact, McNabney who made that final dart, the final drive. Yeah, there is the Ballymena boy doing the job, and coming up to the half-hour mark, Ireland now giving themselves a little bit of security on the scoreboard.
That's 3 tries, isn't it? But it's like watching the senior squad. They're actually, like I said, comfortable within their own skin. They just know, just don't worry, don't panic. The ball will be recycled. And it is. There was options on the left, there was options on the right, but again, you back the guys in charge, you back the leaders. Obviously one of those is Gus McFadden, but there's plenty of other guys there. Gunn is the person to pull the trigger, excuse the pun, but you know what I mean when they're ready. But actually after, what, 3-4 phases they score, so why change it? Why change it indeed?
And I'll tell you what, the noise that you might be able to hear in the effects camera is all the oxygen being driven out the fans here in the stands, because that has stunned them.
But these guys in blue play, and you can see that if you sat on your settees at them, you can see that, witness it. Unfortunately, and again, this is the professional game. I know it's under 20s level, but you lose 3 balls in attacking positions. You give Ireland, and that's, you don't want to lose 1, but if you lose 3, it's an easy out. Ireland just march up the field, and the precision that they show in every aspect of play suggests to me that they could canter away with this game unless Italy close things up and stop making mistakes.
Outside.
May. Italy still, of course, have to stick to that game plan and not trying to go on their own to change things. Still 10 minutes to go until the first half, and that, yes, Sante enjoying his own 50-22 there to give his team an attacking play. Belezi just down in back play here, just keeping an eye.
Well, they've lost when it's been a physical encounter. Well, we're up to 30-odd minutes, half an hour gone. Beautiful kick. Beautiful kick from Sante. Again, he's a pretty big unit, but he actually timed that lovely, just one kick, bounce and go. But again, no problem. Belezi is up, he won't want to go off. Here's the big Amino, he won't want to go off.
And I know we're still 10 minutes from half-time, but you get the feeling Italy really need for their psyche to get some points out of this visit.
Absolutely, yeah, and they will, as long as they don't cough the ball up.
Maul, through the mark.
Belezi it is.
That's one!
With the initial drive, Quattrini takes over.
Use it!
Batada puts it into the back line. Sante gets the call from Bozzoni. Scored that try at King's Home to nab the two bonus points as it turned out.
He was a little bit closer to the try line then at King's Home.
And he's lost the ball now.
See, there you go.
Okay, 9.
That's the game.
Use it. Wait in front, hold 9, 12, thanks.
Prendergast has a huge boot on him, doesn't he? That one disappeared for a while and then came back down on halfway, forcing Italy to go from deep once again. Sante out to Belezi.
Wasn't ready for it.
Just the communication not working there for the Azurini, and
he's good, but it's a knock on first.
It'll be a scrum put in for Ireland.
I think it was Bozzo against Sante to Bozzo. It was good, but again, it wasn't just wasn't expected. Or was it a forward? I think it might have got that one wrong. Torres, but whatever, it doesn't matter. Again, the Irish defence is claustrophobic out there. Like I said, Prendergast just launches a spiral bomb up. You make 40, 45 metres. The green wall comes up, and there's the tackle stats. Ireland just 40, because again, they've had all the ball. Italy making 6
They won't like the second line.
No, and dominant, that's where you stop somebody right on the game line. You don't go forward, you don't go back.
Bind!
So you see the power coming in, but look at the scoreline up there, and that purely is down to, all right, the clinicalness of Ireland, but they've just, Italy's discipline with ball in hand.
Deft work from the Irish back line. Nowhere for James Nicholson to go.
No.
But sets it back for his scrum half, and they will go again. Devine out to McAleen. And all the work on the training paddock from Mark Sexton coming to bear. Sexton, of course, brother of Johnny. Prendergast sees a big space down that left flank.
Taken back. Wait there, Blue, wait.
Yeah, Mark Sexton, the attack coach with these under-20s, no doubt will be reporting to his older brother.
I would hope his older brother's watching, but I know what you mean.
On the talent that is coming through.
Wait.
First real sighting of Hugh Gavin.
Play on.
Presentation not as clean as it might be, but the Irish forwards clean it up with George Haddon. Again, McAleen getting through that blue line so easily. He's got deft balance. McNabney, score of that third try.
Not now, lost now.
Up to halfway go the visitors. Prendergast takes the ball through the tackle. Can't quite find his man this time. Of course, we saw the handling skills of Prendergast in that game against Wales. And no lesser personage than Sonny Bill Williams decided to retweet the footage.
Well,
praise indeed.
It's incredible praise, but again, he doesn't do that without due care, and he's just fine. He just takes it to the line, and actually he was just appealing to the referee there that the guy was taken out. He'd got past the man, got his levers up. He's a big lad.
Captain,
well, listen in.
It is going to be a penalty against number 1.
There you go. So actually he was right. He tackled the guy before the man.
Just here, Ben.
It's not the first time that Aminu has been penalised in this first half.
Early tackle.
But you can see what's happening. It's just the speed. You're chasing shadows. Unless you get to something, then you get the wrong person, or you go too
stress,
quick. Yeah,
isn't it?
you get too quick, because if you don't, he goes through and scores. So this is probably the best option in a sense. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know quite what I was doing. There you go through. So you see him. There he is. Amino, big number 1, takes the man out. So right again, how long we got left? Oh, plenty of time. 4 minutes.
Keep your up. I'll watch him.
And Ireland searching for their 4th try.
Bonus point before half-time.
It's a maul through the mark.
Tail to Conor O'Tierney. The drive coming on from the captain. Setup is not all it might be though for Ireland, and they have to kind of shunt it back towards the back line. In the end, it's the number 7, Ruan Quen, who resets the focus. Handling is not good on this occasion. That's been a rarity for Ireland in this first half. Their handling generally has been very accurate, very connected.
Take it back. Use it. It's inside. Inside. Okay, 9. Use it. 4.
Tired legs out there, struggling to keep going. Hoping for that half-time whistle. McAleen trying to get Gavin down the left flank. May with that big left boot. Nicholson has to go right back into his 22. Prendergast alongside him to get the kick away. May waiting to have another go. Just 2.5 minutes left of this first half, but for Italy, it could be a big 2.5. Well, the work of Carlo May being appreciated by teammates and fans alike.
Well, that's the advantage of playing at home, isn't it? The crowd will cheer you on, whether you lose. Well, you are losing the game quite heavily, but again, they just see a glimmer of hope. It's a good chase. That's May. He releases the man, then he's allowed to go back on to Gunn. And again, Italy pump into the corner. They go into the corner, and oh no!
Unforced errors. Giovanni Santi doesn't do his team any favours.
No, your captain's got scrum.
Apart from missing goals, again he's missed the touch, which don't be too cute. You didn't have to be over cute for that. You've got a good enough, you know what I mean? They've got a good enough set, they've got a good enough catch and drive.
And when you're 16 points behind, heading towards the turnaround, that is points that, well, there we see.
Oh, he's missed that by a mile.
A long way off. Luke Ramos, the assistant referee on this near side, just watched it sail over the trucks in the corner. Final minute of this first half.
They'll go.
Prendergast with the kick pass, as it turned out for Cooney. Devine gets the release. Ireland flowing towards the line. There's nothing that Italy can do to stop them, is there?
Backwards.
Well, I've counted 3 chicken wing passes there. Absolutely superb.
One blue offside. One blue offside.
Okay.
There's an offside call against Italy anyway. Nicholson trying to do his own thing outside the 22. Aminu coming across with an all-engrossing tackle, but still Ireland on the attack. The little inside pass to McCarthy.
No, 7! No!
Oh, the advantage is there, and there may be a card coming here as well. Bearing in mind where the penalty is taking offence, though. Holly Davidson has shown some pity on the Italians.
Well, just watch this, though. Whether it's pity or not, whatever, I think it's just so quick that they can't do anything else. These passes are superb. It's the chicken wing pass out the back, out the front. It doesn't really matter. Just lovely. One, then you go Devine back inside and back outside by McAleen. And it's all calmed down. They're going to go for 3 because that'll be the end of the first half. They can have a drink or whatever. But that's the way I said Ireland will go. Again, Prendergast starts it off with the kick pass to the corner, over to Gavin, and they nearly finish it 80 more metres down the field. And that's correct. You've seen the sort of the tightness of the front five or the front eight, well, the frightened front five, then you've seen the carrying in the back row, and you balance that up with the guile and the skill of the backs. It's just a pleasure to watch.
With the exemplary performance from the tee of the Ireland number 10, an excellent performance from his team in that first 40, a 19-point buffer for the visiting fans to enjoy and savour at half-time, a half-time which has a scoreline of Italy 8, Ireland 27.
Sorry?